Hi, it's Jessica Sporn showing you in fast forward how I painted a lady on a tag. So this tag was previously collaged with ephemera, and I roughly sketched out some features. At this point I think I had her holding a rabbit. And I'm just using a dry brush technique with acrylic paint straight out of the tube, and I'm kind of mixing it as I go right on the tag. And then I keep a little bit of matte medium squeezed on my palette, and I use that more for the mixing and the blending. Very, very little water, except when I want to wipe my brush and completely change colors, and then I really try to dry the brush before starting to paint again. And I don't mind that I'm getting a lot of brush strokes and texture on the tag. I kind of like the way that looks. So I'm always futzing around with the faces. Eyes used to give me a lot of problems, but I feel a lot better with them now. But now what I obsess over are the cheeks, and maybe that's the way it is. There's always just going to be a part of it that I don't feel quite as comfortable about. So you can see I decided against the rabbit. I changed the rabbit into a cat, and I also changed the shape of her hair. And see, here I am with the cheeks again. And I'm going to change this hair completely. So I almost cut this out of the video when I was editing it, but I thought it's good to see how many times I change my mind, because that's okay. So yeah, here I changed the color, and then it's coming, I know it's coming. Oh, I'm going to give her a hand. I'm still thinking she's going to hold a cat. And here, as I redden her hair, and for some reason I've just been liking red-haired ladies lately. I don't exactly know why, but I changed the shape of her hair and gave her kind of a loose bun instead of what was initially a flip and then a bob. Still working with the shading on the face, and I love this loose pencil sketching and leaving the marks on the substrate. That's a technique that I picked up from Mistel. So this is the peacock stamp from Rubber Moon, and initially I was going to have her hold the whole peacock, but then I decided to use part of the feathers as the wing, as the angel wing behind her. So I'm just gluing that behind her, and then I'm going to cut up the rest of the peacock so it fits in her hand. And because I'm using very, very thin copy paper, it's kind of going to melt into the canvas pretty much, especially because there's already a lot of collage on this anyway. And I'm just going to blend it all in by whiting out her dress and then making it orange, and then later I'll make it more red. So just building up all these layers, kind of differentiating her hand from the peacock itself. And then I'm using a thin brush to just kind of trace over the lines and the imagery from the stamp. So I really like this way of using stamps, because then it has your own hand, and it would be hard for someone looking at it to tell that you actually used a stamped image. I'm going to do a little outlining with black. I used to do a lot more outlining, but ever since I found this pencil, I like that more. It even has a rougher, more raw look to it. Decided to lighten up her eyes, and she's changed a lot since I sketched her, don't you think? She looks very different. I'm going to give her shirt a little bit more red, and it's kind of bothering me that her top is such a block of color. So I'm pulling out my Ganesh stencil, and I am using just a little bit of the patterning on it. And I think it makes for a very nice print on her dress and kind of echoes the peacock feathers just a little bit. As you can see, I added some orange to the cheeks, still working on those cheeks, and some gold to the hair. And then I decided to give her dress some petals, so that petal motif is kind of repeating itself. And this whole tag really came together for me when I added the Quinn gold to the background and to the petaling on her dress. It just made it so much warmer. So I'm just adding some finishing touches here with some shading to set the angel wing off from the rest of the dress, and then I call it done. I hope this was helpful and showed you how you can just keep adding layers until you're pleased with the outcome. I'm going to be launching a new class called Facing Faces that's going to slow down and share a lot of these techniques and really break them down. So stay tuned, subscribe to my newsletter for an early bird discount, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching.